Okay, hi guys, I'm Jonasz. I got top 64 at YCS Dortmund playing Purrely. Let me show you the deck I played. The core is pretty standard, so just 6 cats, triple my friend, triple pretty, triple sleepy, triple happy, one delicious of course, triple field spell. I actually use the free off quite a lot just to guarantee the hit from my friend to be able to access it turn 1 or to play around like Imperm or other hand traps. So this was fine for me, also very good card going second into a lot of matchups. Then I played one trap, so pretty standard triple cross. And then for the non-engine I decided to main deck triple shifter. The idea was that the format will be pretty broad after RS had ban and that many Graveyard Reliant decks will be quite strong. So I wanted to counter that main deck in this card. The idea is that going first you don't really use it, you just discard it for the quick play spell, and going second it is quite insane and you just happiness them and try to win that way. It was working very well in testing. At the event it was decent. Then I main deck triple ash. This is a no-brainer, and I also didn't want to rely on board breakers that much because I was afraid of a lot of turn 1 combo like Dark Ward, Inferno, was Manadium, to some extent Tyr as well. So this was the idea, just to play more hand traps than maybe in last format. Imperm was hit or miss sometimes. I debated for the longest time if I should play it or not, but because it's like not really high impact in the mirror. Sometimes they have the field spell and it does nothing. But I thought that main decking shifter, it actually solves some of the problems of the deck, like when you shifter them and even though they committed some resources, they can still go into Baguska. And then having this as an out to Baguska is pretty important to me. Also, it's just one card out to Caesar in Unchained matchup, which seemed good enough. Then I main deck also triple Nib. This was more of a going first card for me than going second, but I felt like it is a good going first card into aggressive matchups. And combined with one of the other hand traps, it also works really well as a going second card. So that was the idea with Nibiru. I just felt like people are going to be prepared for Purrely one way or another. And for the more aggressive matchup, I wanted more cards that I can draw into, like Ash and Nib going first from Sleepies during the standby. And then just to have a board breaker that I can dig into from Prosperity, and also a card that is not that going first, I main deck double talents. These were very nice. So altogether then you have like 5 cards, so triple shifter and double talents that may not work when you are going first. You have also like 5 cards to find from pros that work into already established boards, so like triple Imperm, double talents. Of course this is way stronger going second than Imperm, but you get the idea. So that was the main deck, 40 cards. Then for the side, as I didn't think that crossout is like viable anymore, because I was expecting people to side deck XYZ Anchor and stuff like that. That's crossout doesn't counter at all, not books like in the previous format, and I wasn't really expecting many main deck books as well. I wanted a generic go first card that I can side out shifters for, and siding this card for aggressive matchups that just ensures that I see my next turn, because if Anchor resolves, you get a lot of cards to your hand, or like similar outs, you know, like Herald. you then probably drew 4 cards, Herald resolves, okay, you lose your Noir, but you still have plenty of follow-up for the next turn if you get to see your next turn. So that was the idea with Dogwood, that I can draw it felt like much stronger than like Sudden Judgment, because I can draw into it in the standby, and it basically into like Unchained makes it so that I cannot die that turn and I will be able to play next turn. That was the idea. I saw it in Jesse Cotton's video about his Unchained deck profile. He mentioned it that they were doing it for the mirror match. I thought that it might work into in Purrely as well. It was hit or miss sometimes, but I still thought like it was worth giving it a shot that way. And then I also played triple draw. This was going first for the mirror and going second for Chimera. It's decks like Dark Horde, Vanadium, and other combo piles, just to have some additional ways to stop them FTKing with turn 1. So this felt pretty important to have in the sideboard. Then triple Bestials. I thought that those last minute, so like last week before the event, these were families before, but I just felt like Tier is going to be very popular. These weren't even for Unchained, but for Tier, for Lab, for Dragon Link, these three guys seemed pretty important, and they definitely overperformed this weekend. Then I just sided triple crossout. This was something that I just sided. I don't even play barrier here. This was only for a mirror match. I felt like Purrely is going to be still popular, and this seemed like the best card for the mirror, even without any additional targets for that. So this was just the idea to side out shifters and like me going first to have this in the deck. I didn't think that I will see a lot of barriers, just because the format seemed pretty broad, and I didn't think that people will have too much space to hard target Purrely. I think that was right, but so no barrier for this, because I wouldn't even blindside it anyways. And then I sided also like the standard battle removal for Chimera and for the battle decks going second. These were of course good. Then for the extra deck, very standard double beauty, double happiness, one plump, one little noir, double big noir, princess, slacker, downer, double Zeus, anima, and azalea. I didn't have Ibli out in the extra deck. I felt like if they do it, to me it's fair game, but I have like 12 hand drops to stop Rescue Ace to getting to that point, because the play plays into Nip, and they cannot do it under Shifter, and Imperm can stop it, and also Ash can stop it. So I felt like maybe it is not needed, and I would rather have more for the grind game or random cash that I may face or anything, and I really like the extra deck that way. Yeah, so that would be it. Thanks for watching.